Shalom, Akim. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. And salutations to all the Akim in all four corners of earth who's pushing his truth and sincerity. Shalom, Akim. I was watching the news the other day. So I came across this little news thing, and they were talking about this Gridiron Club. I said, a Gridiron Club? And I thought I didn't heard it all, man. You always hear about these different councils that Esau goes to, whether it be the BRICS Council, the UN Council, and these are just the ones that they put in your face and allow you to see and allow you to get a little coverage on the G8 conferences, these different conferences where these world leaders meet up. And there's also a Time Life used to come out a few years back with a magazine, a yearly print magazine of the secret clubs of America. And just a short story real fast. And in this magazine, it would show you the top 100 plus, the top 100 secret society clubs that Esau had in America. And you had a few fraternal groups in there. And one of the fraternal groups was a white fraternity in Alabama that I knew a white boy who was a part of the fraternity. In order to be a part of a fraternity, I think you were prominent. Your family was prominent in the South and stuff like that. And make a long story short, he got into it with a girl. He put his hands on the girl. These dudes found out about it, and they came and beat him up. So that was my boy. So I dealt with him. So I was in the world. I'm young and dumb. So I tell him, "Hey man, who did this? We go get him." And he's basically trying to tell me like it's bigger than that. Like it ain't no just get back. Like these cats can really put harm to you. And I'm like, man, look, man, I'm trying to explain to him my side, but at the same time, he's trying to basically let me know, like, if harm came to these dudes, they can really fuck his whole life up down the road, because college is just one point. He's trying to make it in society and do this and that, and he fucked up when he touched the girl. But at the same time, we can't touch these dudes because how highly they are in how highly what is the word I'm looking for? How highly catered they are in society, so to speak. How highly they are, looked at upon in society. But at the end of the day, it's just a part of it. Esau has a bunch of different little monkey clubs out here, and they're out doing wickedness, man. So they had this Gridiron Club meeting, and in the midst of all the stuff that's going down, whether it be the war going on, and this pandemic that's coming right back out, these different things going on. Well, I said, let me go ahead and take this word and look it up and see what's going on, because I ain't heard this Gridiron Club before. And come to find out, this is it's one of the oldest. Here it is. The Gridiron Club is the oldest and among the most prestigious journalistic organizations in Washington D.C. So okay, so that makes sense now. So now, these journalists have a award or club they go to, and they share propaganda. They share propaganda. This Proverbs 4:16, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief. And these little gridiron clubs and stuff, I'm gonna give you a little history of it real fast, because its active 65 members represent major newspapers, news sources, news magazines, and broadcasting networks. Membership is only invitational only and was historically almost exclusive to prominent newspaper men, including newspaper Washington bureau chiefs. And we all know what the papers do. They're nothing but propaganda. They spread nothing but lies. And so here is one of your prestigious clubs that caters to that. And here it said that who are one of your top lying papers at Washington D.C. paper, and it tells you, man, the president's there, so why don't we have presidential lies coming out of that place? He says, Proverbs 4:16, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. And these little meetings they have, man, in the midst of all this madness going on, what are they actually doing, man? They're sitting there plotting out. They're sitting there making up more lies. That's what they're doing, man. And Esau is being exposed. In these days, he's being exposed, man. Why does the public know about these type of different meetings other than the slip up of the news, man? Or when a news journalist actually accidentally covers it and it gets like a hot second of the news thing. I want to know what's going on with these leaders and stuff. But at the end of the day, I would want to know. That's what I should say. I would want to know, especially if when you're in the world and you're part of this tax-paying place and they tell you your taxes do this, your taxes do that, and come to find out they just lying in some politicians' pockets, man. So they lying to you, man. They ain't doing nothing but telling lies, man. And when you go to these newspaper things, these newspaper articles, what do, man? They promote nothing more than Esau's lies. I was watching a little movie the other day. They were talking about the World War II and how the newspapers were coming back with these thousands, hundreds of people dying in line. And the guy was right there, the old school pilot was right there lying, telling them, like, man, I don't know why they're sitting here lying, telling these people all these planes being shot down. He said it's impossible to shoot down 300 planes in a day. He said you got planes flying at you 500 miles per hour plus, because now you got jets going to Mach 1, well, not Mach 1, but Mach and up, But at that day, World War II, these planes were going merely a few hundred miles per hour. But at the same time, he's like, how in the world am I shooting bullets and it's going to just tear apart this plane? And he's coming at me full speed and he's shooting at me. It's hard, man. It's hard. He's like, you be lucky to hit a plane or two in a fucking dogfight, man. And that's the truth coming from a pilot, an ex-pilot that was over there in the wars. So we know that these papers print up propaganda. They print up lies, man. They print up the enemies for America. They print up against us. Washington, D.C. Times, the New York Times, these were the prominent papers at that time, man. And what did they do, man? We were the rapers of the towns. We were the murderers of the towns. Let them tell it, man. So Esau has done nothing but spread lies with his papers and propaganda, man. Newspapers, television, and radio. That's entertainment value. And he spread nothing but lies, man. When you cut on the news, any time in the day or any time in the night, with your local news you cut on, who is the first 5 to 10 minutes of entertainment? Is Jake showing you how we are in the neighborhoods getting killed, showing you how the dope heads are going crazy on the trains, showing you the homeless impact of this and that. But it's primarily Jake, man. They want to put the spotlight on us. But when it comes to Esau, they don't want to put the spotlight on Esau. When the homeless Edomites are out there, they don't want to put it on them. When the dope head Edomites are out there, they call it a problem. So let's go get them help. They got commercials on TV to this day, right now, showing you, let's help, let's help these people, let's help these people. But where was that outcry for when our people were on drugs, man? The media painted us as terrorists and killers, man. A dope head back in my day, a dope head just wanted to get high. I don't know about no dope head trying to kill nobody, but that's the narrative they play, man. Let me read. This is Proverbs 10 and 16. The labor of the righteous tend to life, man. And what do? Man? We preach nothing but life, man. These scriptures bring life to us, man. Not no wicked ass TV, not no newspaper, and the reason I always like to go to these things because, our parents grew up on these things and they worshiped the news, they worshiped their TV set, man. It was wickedness, man. It was leading to nothing but wickedness, man. He said, the fruit of the wicked to sin, man, and that's what they do, man. At the end of the day, these different meetings, these different secret councils they hold, man, they ain't doing nothing but talking and trying and working out plans to get rid of the Israelites, man, because we're the problem, we are the main problem, man, and once again, this media is one of Esau's top weapons, man. He paints the picture that we are, rapers and murderers, man. There's people that come from other countries that don't want to deal with Jake because of the picture that Esau has painted to them in their country, man. Moab and Ammon, where Esau has called us the killers and rapers and murderers. The same thing he did over here, he did over there too. And when they come over here, they try to think they're better than us, and they don't want to be next to us because the picture that the media has painted, man. But at the end of the day, man, we know what's going on. We're hip to Esau's plans, and we know that the Lord is coming back, and He's going to be the ultimate author of and justification of us, doing what we have to do to these these heathens, man. For spreading these and painting these lies, centuries and centuries of lies, man. Let me bring this out. This is 1 Peter 5 and 6. He said, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that He may exalt you in due time, man. And that's that end game thing, man. That we be exalted in his due time, man. That we're brought up in his due time in his last days, man. You don't want to be going down with this wicked system, man. You want to be brought up, man. You want to be caught doing the work, man. Cast all your care. This is 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your care upon him, for he cares for you, man. The Lord cares for us, man. Even though Esau paints these different pictures to these different heathens, that we're the enemy, that we're the rapists, that we're the robbers, man. The Lord cares for us, man. That's why we cast our care upon the Lord, man. That's why we do the work of the Lord, man. We must be found doing the work of the Lord when he comes back, man. You don't be found playing around. You don't be found with the enemy, man. Because you see what the enemy does. He spreads lies, man. His whole thing is to try to get rid of you, man. Gridiron Club is the oldest and among the most prestigious journalistic organizations in Washington, D.C. You see how they picked themselves up, man? And look what it was founded in 1885, man. So you can imagine all the lies they painted back then. When slavery institution probably wasn't out of there for another 2 or 3 years. And guess what? Also, Esau also had, so this was, when you see these different newspapers forming, they also had smaller newspapers. So Esau's big thing is to buy out the smaller ones and just make one big one. So that's his thing, to bring all the lies into one big pot. But yeah, I just seen this little meme and article on this, and seen a bunch of the Edomite and Edomite movers and shakers in today's society, and they were attending this gala. Look at that, Coretta Scott King and some other people have attended this thing. And Jake loves to go to these type of things just to, show their prestige, man. To think that this is a prestigious country, man. But with that being said, help us edify. I just wanted to bring this up, man. I just seen this and was like, let me go ahead and dwell into this because this is something I ain't heard of. I thought I've seen a few of their clubs, but here's a new one. But Shalom, Tzedaki.